I am joined by someone who's been on the show already. We had a great chat last time, and now he's got some very, very exciting news. In fact, in Cage Warriors in the 19th of March, in a welterweight tournament, he's fighting against Madars Fleminas, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's the one and only Jack Grant. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself, man?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. And I've got to talk about with you. We had a great card in the UFC last week, UFC 259, and I've got to know your thoughts on it. Is there any fight in particular that really caught your eye?
Obviously the Peter Yan fight was phenomenal until the illegal blow, obviously. But I think the guy just wanted a way out, if I'm honest. I certainly wouldn't have had an after-fight photo with that belt. I think I'd have give him the belt and just said, right, this is a rematch. It was a bad blow, whatever. But I just feel like he was milking it, like he knew he couldn't win that night. And just weird, man. Weird result. But the Adesanya was a shock for me. I just couldn't see Adesanya losing, man. So that was pretty cool to see. But I'm a fan of him. So I'd have liked to have seen him win.
With Aljamain Sterling taking that knee to the head, do you think the call to stop the fight should be made by the fighter, or do you think that decision lies with the doctor or the referee?
To be honest, I just think you should be allowed to knee him on the head on the floor anyway. Like playing them kind of rules, obviously people do it because it's there, but it just shouldn't be there, that rule, I don't think.
Yeah, and with the Adesanya fight as well. I mean, most fighters when they move up in weight, they're only moving up in weight in 10 pounds, but the jump from middleweight to heavyweight, that's 20 pounds. So do you think that's maybe a factor in why he lost, why he couldn't really get up from the floor against Yan?
Yeah, maybe, man. Yeah, obviously weight's a massive. It is a massive thing, and when wrestling's involved, weight is it's important. So it kind of showed. I felt it showed. Obviously, when he got to that half guard, he looked heavy, doesn't he? He just looks like a really heavy dude to try and get off you. But to be honest with you, even though Adesanya lost, I was impressed at how well he struck and just so fluid, man. He's unreal.
And talking about going up in weight, I mean, in March or this month, actually, you're fighting in the welterweight Grand Prix, I call it. How are you managing? Because you seem like a pretty big guy already. I mean, have you been focusing on putting on weight, or is it just kind of the same as usual for you?
Yeah, for me, it's just the same pretty much. Obviously, I am able to eat more, which is nice. Normally I have to be really strict. This time, I'm strict, but just it's much more laid back, and it's a nicer process. It's a nicer process.
And forgive me for asking, my memory's not too good. Have you fought at welterweight before, or is this your first time?
Yeah, I fought as an amateur. I fought as a pro as well. Only once as a pro, but probably about 5 times as an amateur. So it's not too new to me. Some of the amateurs that I fought at welterweight have become quite successful pros. So I've been there before.
And you're fighting at a bigger weight now. So does that mean you're still going to carry the skinny power, or is it time for the heavy power?
Still repping the skinny power, I'm going to come in lean, super lean. But to be honest with you, even when I'm 88 kilo, I'm lean. I just genetically, I am that way. I just don't really get fat. So, I'm one of those guys. I started doing S&C probably about 2 years ago, and I get big quick. So it's just the way it is.
Yeah, no, indeed. Actually, I forgot to ask last time. I mean, where did the skinny power? Where did that name come from?
Yeah, it's nothing too crazy, really. It was more just I started out boxing. When I was a kid, I was 11. And as an 11-year-old, I just was excited to be in the gym. I went straight to this corner bag. I've actually got that bag now. That bag's 33-year-old. It's like a piece of history. Do you know what I mean? So it's pretty cool. Straight on that, and I was cracking it. And obviously, people started looking. It started making loud cracks. And people were like, this kid, it's hard. And then there was come on, get changed, sort of thing. And I got changed, took my top off. And to see a little 11, I was 10 at the time, so a little 10-year-old, all veiny and shredded, it was fucking hell, show me your abs, show me your abs. Everyone, the next thing you know, it's I was some sort of freak. Everyone all the pro boxers staring at me and the coach was skinny power, fuck, that's skinny power. It just never went away. So
Do you have any kids? Do you have any kids now, or maybe someone in the gym, in your gym now, that maybe what was like you when you were 10, 11 years old?
I've definitely got some talented kids in the gym. In this gym, obviously John's gym, so much talent. Like there's world champions in this gym. If they, as long as they don't like go elsewhere, growing up and that, obviously, you can kind of like lose your way and just fall out of the sport like naturally. So, but if they don't, there could be quite a few world champions here. And in my own gym back in Grimsby, I've got some really talented lads. There's one that was, I think he was like 7 or so, or he was doing backflips. I couldn't believe it, man. So he's probably the closest to me.
And we're talking about your gym, you're at Four Corners. I mean, obviously you've been there, you're staying there. What's the most challenging part about just being there 24/7?
Yeah, just like it's good for me, it's I'm away from my comfort zone. You do get things done more when you're out your comfort zone, and I just wish I did this a long time ago. Obviously I miss all my loved ones and stuff like that, but I do get to see them at the end of the week, so it's no too bad, but still your comforts are gone, and you just finally tuned into the gym, you know what I mean? So it's perfect really. But yeah, it's not difficult. This is just like my family away from my family now, so it's all good.
And have you still got enough time to play Warzone?
Yeah, on the weekends I go back and play Warzone. Sometimes I go on I've got the Xbox just here, and I jump on Justin's Xbox and play Warzone as well. So, but yeah, I'm hooked on that.
Do you find yourself then you don't have enough time to play it because you're always getting kicked off because someone else wants to play?
No, we all just take it in turns, and that's good. It's great in here, man. We all just get along so well, and yeah, perfect. I can't moan. I can't moan.
Would you say you're the best Warzone player at the gym?
By far. I'm the king on Warzone in this gym. They call me Cod God.
God, that should be your new nickname, along with Skinny Power.
So yeah, that's a dream sponsor. Warzone, if you want to sponsor me, like, you know what I
mean? Yeah, wouldn't mind that. The Warzone money bringing in. And obviously, before I get on to your fight, you're with Four Corners, but you've also on the side back in Grimsby. You've got GSA Grimsby. Any update with that when it's going to start to be open to the public?
Yeah, so we've got Grant Combat Academy. Obviously, we're just waiting for the green light off Boris. It's a bit of a nightmare. I just now, like, for me, like, I just want to crack on with my life, and so does everyone else. Like, I think it's for the more vulnerable to do the isolating and take the extra safety precautions and stuff like that. But I just think live, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know, 100% agree with you. And what's it like over in Liverpool at the moment? Are things starting to open up, or do you find yourself you're just kind of secluded in the gym?
Oh, we just live in the gym. I mean, like, our biggest trip is just going shopping. So yeah, that's about it, man. Yeah, we're just living in the gym. We've created our own bubble. This is fantastic. I mean, what John's done for us, like, what a top guy. Like, I wish I met him early on in my career, because I'd have been so much further. Honestly, he's phenomenal.
With training and living in that gym, do you struggle to kind of sometimes, reset and take your mind off it because you're always at the gym, you're always thinking about it, or does it not bother you that much?
To be fair, that's the good thing about it in a way. So, like, we're wrestling in here, you know what I mean? Like, this is the dorm now, so like we've got the beds and stuff like that. But like, when we're off the mats, we're in here chilling, having a laugh, and then the next thing you know, we're talking about a technique, or we see one on YouTube, and then we're wrestling. You know what I mean? The only thing is, because it's not matted, you end up with a carpet bed or something. But it's all fun in here, man. I think it's good to just be so, like, just around people that are just obsessed with fighting, and I think that's really good for you. And to be fair, as a fighter, I don't want to break from fighting. You know what I mean? I want to be living this. You know what I mean? This is a lifestyle.
With that sort of mindset and that lifestyle, you worried that eventually that might knock you out if your mind is always 100% on fighting, or not too bothered?
Yeah, I'm not too bothered. To be honest with you, like, that's my life anyway. Like, I don't really know what else I'd do. Like, I've always done this. Even as like a real young kid, like people had asked me what I wanted to do, I used to say I want to be a pro boxer. I want to be a pro boxer, just because I'd watch Rocky. You know what I mean? Like I'm honestly doing like exactly what I wanted to do. I've never wanted to do anything else. Obviously, it's slightly different. I do MMA. I'm not a boxer, but I guess those words kind of came into fruition in some sort of way. Like I'm a pro athlete. I'm getting to compete against some of the best in the world in jiu-jitsu and MMA. You know what I mean? Like for me, that's super exciting, and I wouldn't have my life any other way. Like I really love what I'm doing.
What's your favorite Rocky movie?
To be honest, I like the one with Ivan Drago.
Oh, number 4.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah. That was crazy. I like that one.
Well, I think that was it. What increased, not quite Rocky, but increased. It was similar to what Jan and Sterling had with the shot knockdown, and then in the second fight he came back and won it. So we could see that from Sterling.
And to be fair, like even in that movie, an old movie like that, like just goes to show these Russians are killers, man.
Yeah.
They're absolutely crackers out there. They're ace.
I mean, I was watching, I think Jan certainly lived up to his nickname of No Mercy.
Yeah, he's a no mercy guy. Like you can see it in him. He is a crazy guy, and I'd love to train with him.
It's ridiculous, but I want to talk about your upcoming fight, 19th of March, against Madas Fleminas from the Latvian Express. He calls himself.
Yeah.
What else can you tell me about him? I mean, he's 8-2. He looks pretty solid. I mean, have you taken much notice into him, or are you just looking at the fight as a win?
Yeah, so I actually know Madas, like a really nice guy. Yeah, he's come to my gym to do jiu-jitsu with me and stuff like that. Even like before and after this, I mean, we haven't really got around to open each other for fights as of yet. But obviously, like even after this fight, regardless, I'll help him. He'll probably help me. Is what it is. This is just a business, isn't it? But for now, like my mind's just, he is my opponent. And my mindset is like, just let's derail this train. You know what I mean? The Latvian Express, let's derail him. Get the job done, shake hands, maybe have a beer after, is what it is. But I probably even go against Ian Gary in the final. Obviously, he's got to get through his fight, but the way he's been performing probably will. Another guy I really like. So this is just business for me. Like if there's a world title on the line, I'll fight anyone. Yeah,
well, you mentioned the other guys there. With that being said, they're also fighting, semi-finals, 2 fights. Are you taking much notice of that fight, or are you just 100% tunnel vision your fight?
Yeah, you've got to just be, to be fair, like, of course I'm going to take notice of it because I enjoy watching fights anyway, but equally, like, my mindset's just on Madas. Like, one fight at a time, every time for me. The most dangerous guy you're ever going to fight is the guy in front of you. And you just can't take your eyes off your opponent. You gotta just be tunnel vision on him.
And you mentioned obviously there's not much extra work to be done. You just get to eat more going up to welterweight. Apart from that, is there anything really that you're doing differently with this fight? Maybe difference in terms of strength and conditioning because you are going up a weight class.
So I've been doing a bit of strength conditioning. So you'd have seen it on my Instagram, doing it with Reese. Absolutely amazing guy, and I've got Paul Reed behind me as well, and I've got a really big team anyway. HD management, just Carl Messon, it gets me everything I need. It's perfect. And we're doing S&C twice a week. But really, for me, you just can't replicate fight training. You know what I mean? That's the most important. If you're going to sacrifice anything, sacrifice your S&C and do your fight training. We're just becoming a better athlete all the time.
And would you be able to give me a prediction for your fight on March the 19th?
Honestly, I really believe I'll stop him. I wouldn't be surprised if I get a KO or TKO. If he takes me down or whatever he chooses to do, I feel like that would be a bit of a bad place for him as well, because I can submit anyone, you know what I mean? Like, I've got really high level jiu-jitsu, and he already knows that anyway. He's been to my gym, he's rolled with me, he knows. So it's just a case of making it happen.
Nice. And a final question I've got to ask: let's say you're leaving Cage Warriors after you become the champion, you go into the Colosseum in Rome as a gladiator, and you have to fight, what's your weapon of choice and why?
I'd want something a little bit different. I bet everyone says, "Oh, what sword or something," but I don't know, I'd want like a medieval mace to stove someone's head in.
A bit violent, that. I've got to be
Explode their
worried
head like
there.
a watermelon.
I don't know what it's called, but we've had some people have said, I don't know what it's called. It's like you hold it and it's like a ball with spikes on. You just swing that about.
A mace. Yeah.
Oh, is that it? A
Man.
mace? That's I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a weirdo. Me, like when I was younger, I went through a stage where I was like obsessed with weapons and shit like that.
Do you ever get a collection of weapons going, or?
Yeah, but it's just pointless, isn't it? It's like all that crap could just get you in trouble, couldn't it? If someone broke into my house, it'd be like the worst day of their life, you know.
Do you think you ever do a bit of in your future, a bit of battle reenacting down the line then with all your weapons you've got?
No. Have you seen it on I can't remember what show it is. It's but they literally have sword fights. They have a shield and everything.
Yeah, the medieval MMA. I actually put it on the Instagram with them. They're swinging about. They've got the swords and shield. They're just
unbelievable,
decking each other with the shields.
Man, yeah, imagine that.
Do you think that could be your next promotion then after the Cage Warriors?
Not for me. But I laugh at stuff. I love watching stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's good fun to watch. It's funny. It's like funny because it's outrageous, isn't it? But yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Jack, for your time. And I've got to ask if you got anything to shout out, then the floor is yours.
Just a massive thank you to Four Corners, John, Eric, you know, and my team. Like without those guys, I'm nothing. And yeah, just a massive thanks to them guys for pushing me every day.